If you're doing a competition that requires a full clean and press for every rep with your log, you may want to do it a little bit differently than if you're just doing single clean and press away. So today we're going to talk about some tips to get you ready for that.
So the main tip is don't drop the log. I see this a lot, is where people clean, press it, and they'll just let the log drop. So what happens is when you drop the log, you have to reacquire that log. Well, it takes seconds. You usually only have 60 seconds to do the event. What you want to do is clean, press, bring it down under control, touch the pads, re-clean.
So we'll just go ahead and demonstrate.
It's just a tap. You're not dropping the log, right? You're keeping it under control the whole time, and I'll explain after I show a few reps. Clean it, press, get the good signal, bring it down, tap, press, and you just keep doing that. I understand the log will be heavy. However, you do have that what's called a stretch reflex. And so when you're lowering the weight, it's almost like you're storing energy again. So you're lowering the weight and you're bringing it down, you flex the lats, you touch the pads, you re-row and clean. It's basically a touch and go, boom. You're shaving a lot of time off by doing so. If you clean and press it, drop it, you have to go ahead, get back in there, get in position, clean it. You drop it, you got to go in, reposition, and go. So you're wasting a few seconds.
And you're running the risk of missing the mat and having it roll. If you have to chase it down, you're really going to be losing a lot of time.
Also, cadence. So say your goal is 10 reps in 60 seconds. That means you have to get a rep every 6 seconds. One thing I do see with people is that they will rush the reps. So say your goal is 10 reps, you just rip out like 5 reps real fast. You're gassed. First 20 seconds, you get 5 reps. The next 40 seconds, you're like, oh, Lordy. Good way to train this is use a stopwatch. Figure out how many reps you want to do in 60 seconds and just figure out how many seconds you need to do each rep with. And so if you can space it out, that gives you enough recovery time to be able to get that rep.
So our last tip is going to be about holding it at the top. You don't want to miss reps ever, but especially if you are doing a full clean and press, you do not want to end up getting reps missed because you just didn't hold it long enough to get a down signal.
That sucks. Been a judge for a number of years. You hate to do it, but if it's not locked out, you just can't give it to the person. Learn to lock out. The other benefit of locking out the rep is that you can actually rest briefly in between reps. What I'm saying is, once you lock it out completely, the skeletal system will take a good portion of the load. That's if your arms are locked out and you're not like dancing around and stuff. But if you're locked out and rock solid, you can rest momentarily with the log overhead. If your arms are not locked out, say if you have issues that you can only lock up, you're in a kind of a world of hurt because then the triceps and shoulders are going to start burning. But if you can lock it out, you can rest a little bit and actually get your breath somewhat. The main tip of the day is coach tubes.
Yeah.